So a couple weeks ago, or at some point, I don't quite know when I posted it, I did a video detailing everything that I'm carrying in my medic bag. But today, we are actually reviewing this bag itself. This is the Eberlestock Mission Medic Bag. So this kit right here is what I'm using on Thames. I've been relatively inactive on Thames recently for a variety of reasons, but there's some life changes coming up that I think is going to kind of give me an uptick. So I decided, hey, I want to rebuild my stuff. Had a lot of my stuff stolen out of my car not too long ago, and this is just kind of getting back into it. Now, this is not a sponsored post or anything. I did get this pack sent to me for free, and I have an affiliate link, but I'll be honest with you, I don't care if you use it or not to buy the stuff. I'm going to still be objective in this review, and I definitely have some gripes about it. With all of that being said, let's get into this video. Like I said, this is the Eberlestock Mission Medic Bag. It is a very unique bag on the market. So for starters, the price point and where it's coming in, where it's fitting in the hierarchy of medic bags, I've used a ton of different kits, up to like this, which is probably the highest end of the highest end. It's like, I don't know, $900 from Matt Bach. Great bag. Doesn't quite fit my needs because it's a little bit too small, but excellent bag. And then, down to, the NAR 4 aid bag, the Rats pack, a lot of Tasmanian Tiger bags. I've reviewed a ton of medic bags. So with this one right here, as far as price goes, I'd say it's a budget option. Now, it's still pricey because everything's pricey these days, but it is coming in a lot less than a lot of other options, and it has a lot of stuff in it already. So it's coming with a lot of these organizers that you'll see inside of it. It has a lot of these extra features that for like a bag such as the Spirit Systems Delta bag, you have to buy separately, and it kind of nickels and dimes you down the road. This one, it's everything you need right out of the gate. Now, as far as size goes, it's somewhere in between the Tasmanian Tiger large and the Rats pack. It's not quite as roomy as the Rats pack, and you can see that with the form factor, it's pretty small. But when I was setting it up, where a lot of these smaller bags, I have to make kind of these concessions. I have to take things out or get really creative how I'm securing stuff inside of here. I kind of just put stuff where it made sense in this pack, and it just worked. I didn't have to really try to rig anything in a special way. I didn't have to get rid of anything necessarily. And there's still a little bit more room that I can put some more supplies in. So I think for form factor, it's freaking solid. Now, I'd like it maybe an inch wider and an inch thicker, but that's a me thing. That's not necessarily what you guys are going to run. I've seen a lot of reviews online of this pack of people that are not dedicated ALS paramedics, and a lot of this bag sits empty for them. So they're probably striking a pretty good balance of the sizing of this pack. And then of course, one of the benefits here is you can strap it onto their EMOD system. You can throw it on their their frame. That's it. That's the word I was looking for. And that will allow you to expand it with wings or a lid, so you can make it bigger pretty easily if you need it to. The fabric here is a 500D nylon, which I think is fine. You see that in a lot of kind of the classic bags. You'll see that in the NAR aid bag. And it's gonna work for most of what you need. It's very sturdy fabric, but it's not waterproof, and this doesn't have a TPU coating on it or anything like that. I would say, especially when it's stretched out, we'll see how it holds up long term, but I have this pretty full, so I do worry about a little bit of fraying. Ultimately though, it's a good solid fabric, and I don't think you'll have any problems with quality down the line. I will say it's just not leading the charge in new fabrics. Again, that Matt Bach bag has their own proprietary fabrics. It's waterproof. It's all these great things. And then you have some of the Tasmanian Tiger bags that are using 700D, and I kind of like that for a lot of bags just because it gives you a little bit more protection for your stuff. As it stands, when I use this for SAR, I definitely need to have a rain fly that's going to go over it and protect my supplies. That being said, I've used this for a little while, and I haven't noticed any actual degradation of it. Now, as far as the outside layout goes, I really like it. I love these two pockets. So you'll see this one's kind of angled out. They're super deep, so I can come in here and you can see in there how deep that pocket is. We'll talk about what's on the back of each one. And then of course the lids have this loop field as well that you can stick stuff to, and obviously I have. So these two pockets are great. They're super deep. They can carry like the more bulky items on the outside of the pack, and then you can kind of customize it how you want. And again, they kind of maximize your ability to use it because they've got lid storage available, they've got the back storage, and then they have like the ability to do a lot of these shock cords, which we'll talk about shortly. I think the one thing on the front, or like there's a couple things, but the one thing on the front I think that could be done better is this field right here should be MOLLE. I understand why they don't want to put like a third pocket up there, just because, you know, if you're wearing a helmet, it's, you know, hitting that when you secure it to like one of their sustainment packs like I have, you know, it's nice to be able to cinch stuff down closer to your back and help that load distribution. But ultimately they should leave that up to us. So I would really like to see this front side be completely MOLLE, so I could attach like one of their like medium or large bleeders on there. I could attach a different compartment if I wanted to carry something else on the outside. And then if I don't want that, I have the choice of not running it like that. I think the other thing up here that could be improved is they have this pocket, which they say, you know, holds a chem light, which I think works. Like I carry a chem light in it because I use chem lights for marking various things. But why isn't this a trauma shear holder? This should be a trauma shear holder. This is a medical pack. It's a medic pack. Throw a trauma shear holder there, or throw it, you know, at the top of the pack like the Delta bag does. I think they do a very good job with that. And then like you could double that as a chem light holder, or you could just slip your chem light in the MOLLE that I would like there as well. And I think it would be a huge improvement for this. Like I said, I like options. I like being able to set this up the way that works for me. Now, along the same lines, this is like a me thing. In here, this is a Velcro pocket that you can kind of reach down to stuff pocket. I have this thing so full, it's hard to reach into it. Now the Velcro is fine, like it holds stuff in there. I think it's fine for an extra stash pocket. I threw this like zipper insert from HRT Tactical, I wanna say, in there to give it zipper capabilities and remove the need for the Velcro. It's still really tight, but honestly, just throw a zipper in there. If we've got zippers everywhere else, you may as well have another zipper here and not make me do an aftermarket thing. Ultimately though, I think that's more of a preference than an actual thing I would need to see them change in this pack for this to get, you know, 10 out of 10 stars on my imaginary grading scale. We're spending a lot of time on the outside just because I think that's where a lot of the improvements could be made on this pack, like in a Gen 2. But when we come to the side, you know, it's not something that I've had on a lot of packs, but working with the Delta bag more and more, what I like is the 2 suitcase handles. I like the 2 suitcase handles on the side because this opens like this, and it would be nice if I'm treating a casualty to be able to, instead of having to zip the whole thing up, because this is pretty tight, I can just take those 2 suitcase handles, grab it, move to the next casualty, or move to, you know, the CCP or something like that. So 2 suitcase handles on the side would go a long way. And then, you know, I think lastly here is there's a lot of real estate that could be utilized by some, you know, laser cut webbing or some kind of area to lash stuff to. So if there could be like a way to lash a litter right down here, I think that would be nice. And then having, you know, some MOLLE at the top or some straps to throw on your trauma shears or some other stuff that isn't taking up space here would also be great. I like that they have MOLLE on the front. Like, again, I like options. What I found, I originally had a bleeder here, and it's like the thickest part of the pack. So I don't think it makes a ton of sense to put a lot on the front. But again, I like options and I like that they have that there. It's kind of a nice touch. And then of course on the side you have this other MOLLE panel that you can throw stuff on. You'll probably like throw a traction splint or something on here eventually. But all in all, good. As far as the securing mechanism to the frame, the E-mod frame that they have, I really like it. You know, these zippers are heavy duty. I can throw it on there pretty easily. I don't feel like it's gonna come off. If I wasn't switching it back and forth so much, I could even MOLLE a couple straps in just to give me that extra bit of security. The straps right here are very comfortable. I don't know how robust they are. This is kind of like a foam material, but like you've got nylon on the outside. I think these will hold up just fine. They're low profile, but honestly, they're pretty comfortable, even with armor, and they're not going to mess up a shoulder weld with the stock of your rifle if you're, running armed. Now, as far as the attachment mechanism for the strap, they do have the ability to stow it in here, which is great. That's pretty common on most medical packs. But down at the bottom, it's held together by this strap right here. So you have this clasp friction lock. I don't know what you'd call it. With this, if they're going to have the ability to stow the shoulder straps, there needs to be buckles here. They need to throw a buckle on this that I can quickly release and quickly strap back on, because a lot of times if I'm running these packs, I won't run them with the backpack straps. But when I need that, I need to be able to just kind of quickly pull them out and throw it on there. So like, I like, while this is in the back of my car, to have the straps clean, because it's one less snag point if I'm taking out of the car for an accident or like getting ready to go on a SWAT deployment. I can just throw it in the Bearcat without a whole lot of stuff hanging out there. But if the mission profile is such where I'm going to have to put this on my back and, hump it for a ways, I want the ability to have those straps quickly without trying to like fine motor get my hands through the straps. So those are the things I would really like to see on the outside. Some of that's me preference, some of that are things that I think would legitimately improve this pack. And don't get me wrong, I think this has a lot of plus sides, even on the outside. The form factor is very unique, and it fits very, very well for my needs. These are just things that I think would take it kind of that next tier. And Eberlestock, my understanding is they're pretty new to this game, so this is like a Gen 1 pack. And they took the feedback. I sent this all to them, and they said, hey, we're gonna send this to our designers and take a look at it. So, I think that stuff will take it to kind of the next tier. Now, in the bag itself, they do this amazing thing. Like there are a lot of different shock cord panels and organizational strategies that different companies have come up with. Some of them are great. Some of them leave a lot to be desired. And I have to say, having set up probably, 30, 40 different setups with like shock cord packs for reviews and for use, this one's one of the easiest. So let me show you how it comes when you get the pack. Now, I've rearranged this. I've taken out some of their pockets. When you get this, it will come with 5 of these pockets. I took out the bottom 2 to hold my hypothermia. It comes with 2 of these shock cord panels, and it comes with 2 of these really thin panels. One's in the front lid to carry some airway stuff. The other one's here. And then the other shock cord one is also in the airway lid. So I have customized it from how you get it. When you get it, the 4 of these will be in a row on this side. So I can show you how the shock cord setup works, because it's really easy to set up. And I say what you lose with it that you don't have, that a lot of other companies have, is you don't quite have as much precise control over where the shock cord sits, but it's not amazingly detrimental. So if I take out all of this crap on this side here, I've done this like 3 times today. So right here, you have these holes on the side, and these are perfect for the shock cord. Now it comes with some shock cord. I think it should come with more, because it's not enough to actually customize this pack how you want it, but you can go to Amazon and buy a huge pack of shock cord for like less than $10. And it comes with these clips too. So right here, you can route the shock cord through these holes, and then in the center, you have these nylon bands. A lot of the reviews I was seeing, it was like, oh, you can like lash things directly to the nylon bands. And I have done that down here with this shock cord. It's lashed specifically to the nylon. But what I find is useful is it segments these 2 sides. So if I want to lash different things on different sides, and I don't want the retention of one to necessarily be dependent on the other side, I mean, it's still a little dependent, but it's not as drastic, I can route it through these right here and organize it. So you can do, an X pattern up or down. You can do straight across like I have. You can double it up. This is unnecessary, but it makes me feel better to have 2 sides to it for absolutely no reason. And then the other thing you can do that I actually probably want to set this up for is with this top one, I could easily throw a carabiner in that and use it to like hang it in an airframe or in ground transport, and kind of use it as like a mobile like clinic bag if I'm going to be getting a lot of stuff out of it over a large period of time and I don't have a lot of floor space. So I really like that every single panel, so like even behind here, we have the same organization up and down both sides. It gives you a lot of flexibility, and it's really easy to do. I don't need to be threading stuff with tweezers. Like, I didn't use a pair of pliers once on this pack when I was setting it up, which is pretty much unheard of. I've used pliers with great packs. They just take so long to set up, which is okay if it's, you know, hit it, forget it. For me, I'm changing these setups so much that it just gives me a headache when I have to do it. So along the same lines of organization, you've got these right here, and I can take some of these things out so you can see them. So these, again, are also really, really solid panels. What I like here is that you've got these built-in elastic loops. They lie flush when you don't have anything in them, but as you can see, they fit pretty large objects. And then you have the same organizational pattern here where the shock cord goes through those loops. Again, really, really easy to modify and kind of make your own, organize it in a pretty fast manner. And these fit anywhere. So these fit in the outer pockets. So like I said, I have one in the airway pocket there. They fit in here. You could take them out completely if you don't want to use them. But again, I really like options. And this is something this bag gets right that other bags like the Delta bag don't, is that they come with all these organizers. They come set so you can use them. And then if you don't want to use them, you just take them out. Now you do pay a little bit more when you have this stuff in there, but again, this is a pretty budget option bag. It's not that expensive compared to a lot of other options. Now somebody's gonna look at the price, they'd be like, I don't know, Sam, that seems kind of expensive, but man, in this space right now, everything's expensive, and I don't think they're extorting you for the price. Now, coming over to the other side, we have these organizers. And like I said, you get 5 of these organizers when you first open the pack. I think they're great in a lot of ways, but they're lacking in a couple others. So this one's probably the easiest one for me to repack once I empty it. So you can see on the outside, they've got a strip for you to put some identification on. Great. Love that. It's really easy to see what's in these different bags. They have the mesh here, which I suppose could help like drain some water. But you can't see anything through it. So, you know, maybe it saves some weight for them, and that's why they're going with it. I don't think it's totally necessary, but it, you know, I don't know, looks cool. And looking cool is half the battle. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Function is definitely secondary over looking and being perceived as cool. So in here, this is my big issue with these packs, is they've got this great organization, these great shock cord panels everywhere in this pack. They have them in the front side. They've got shock cord panels on these guys, and these were left completely empty. These don't have any shock cord routing. Now, it's not a huge deal with most of the supplies I have. Honestly, I probably wouldn't use it for much when I was setting it up, but it would be really nice to have kind of this back panel with shock cord capabilities that I could throw some smaller items into. I could get the bigger items out, use them, and then have that stuff still kind of organized in a place I can easily get to them. I'm really big on keeping things secured just because I've had multiple instances where I've opened bags and stuff just falls out. It looks really good when you're in the studio or you're, you know, showing your buddy or you're doing the truck checks. It's really easy to open these bags in a certain way so they don't fall out. But I've just experienced it a couple times where I'm getting stressed and I'm not even thinking, and I just open our first out bag, like even on our helicopter, the bags I'm using every day. They've got things that aren't secured. Now I've got like modules everywhere and I'm trying to pick it up. So I really like having everything secured with some kind of shock cord. It doesn't slow you down. Like, I can take this bag out and just rip it out of the pack without any issues. So it's a long-winded way of saying, please, Eberlestock, put some organization in here. Even if it wasn't the shock cord loops, even if it was just the elastic loops to throw some stuff in, I think that would go a long ways for this bag. I think for my overall impressions of this bag, I'm impressed. For the price you pay for this bag, it comes with a lot of great features. It works well. I'm a professional ALS paramedic on a TEMS team, and I've got no qualms about using this in the real world. I think the things that I have complaints of aren't something that's going to, you know, hem you up in the real world as far as, you know, a failure. I think they're just like more quality of life items. So I want you to consider that moving forward. I really like this pack, but there are some things in Gen 2 that I want to see. I've got one more video in this 3-part series. It's going to go through all of my sustainment items that I have that kind of attach to this for our SAR operations. But let me know what you think of this pack, what you think of the review. Is there anything that I missed or anything that you would like to see differently? with all of that being said, I'll see you next week.